Well, folks, fuck. Okay, as it says up there, I had just seen, I think I saw a few days ago, From Dusk Till Dawn 3, The Hangman's Daughter, the last From Dusk Till Dawn film. Direct-to-DVD like the second one, and I know there are people who like this film more than the second one. I have no idea why. I don't get it. Even if you try to explain, I still won't get it. To me, the second film had a lot more going for it. Had decent actors. Had, like, Robert Patrick, Bo Hopkins. It had fun. Interesting direction with the camera. It had a sense of humor. It made more sense. It was just a lot more fun to watch. And if you'd want to know why I think that, go back and watch my review of part 2. You know, Texas Blood Money. This one, though, while the second film was sort of a prequel, because they only talked about the T-Twister was only the club was only in it for like a minute or two. Well, essentially a bar, not really a club, a bar. It was only in it like that and Tanny Trailer were only in it for like 2 minutes, and like there's a mention of the Gecko brothers, but that's it. It was sort of its own side story. This really is a prequel. It's like 100 years before the first film. And you have this outlaw, Johnny Madrid. And I had to write this guy's name down. Marco Leonardo. Okay, he's an outlaw. He's about to be hanged. But he's rescued. And the noose gets shot. And he's able to escape. And he takes the hangman's daughter. And before this, like, he spit at the hangman. And he whipped him. And then the daughter was watching. Daughter called Esmeralda, and the hangman was like, go home, and she doesn't, so he takes her up there and beats the shit out of her with a whip as well. And I explain this because when Johnny Madrid escapes, Esmeralda's there, and she sort of goes with him because she was beaten up by her father, and then they sort of meet up with their gang, with Johnny Madrid's gang. And then there's this kid that goes to them, who you think is a boy, but is actually a girl. They sort of try to play that trick. Earlier, all this kid was doing was looking at a gun, right? Saying, "Oh, nice gun, mister." Like, kid says that. And this guy who was supposed to lie, played by Michael Parks, who's author Ambrose Pierce, who is actually a real guy. He was a real author. He wrote The Occurrence at Owl Creek. That's the story that was sort of the basis of Jacob's Ladder and a lot of other films where a guy's going to be hung and he escapes and he does all these things, but in the last minute he wakes up and boom, he gets hanged, and you realize he never escaped in the first place. It was just sort of figment of his mind before he was actually hung. Well, he wrote that. And this is a guy playing a real character in history. Just fucking hits her. Hits him, you know, you're supposed to think it's him. Hits her. Hits the kid, that's it. I'm like, why? And this guy is like, has all these fucking, like, weird dreams. Like, he's going to, this author's going to sort of join Pancho Villa's army, because it takes place in Mexico, and he has these dreams of being tied up and shot, and it really leads nowhere. He has these weird dreams and lead to fucking nowhere. I'll get to that in a minute, but that kid was the same kid who shot the noose that helped Johnny Madrid escape. So this kid finds the gang, wants to join up. So they go off and they hit the stagecoach that the author's on, because the kid sort of wants a little payback for being hit for no reason. I don't really blame the kid. But they rob that, and you have Michael Parks, the author, in there, and then you have this couple, like a Bible man and his girl. And his girl is actually who is that girl in Urban Legend? God, I forgot her name. But the other girl from who you turn out to be the killer in Urban Legends, she's in this film. I know I should know, but I don't give a fuck. This movie, I could look up IMDb. I don't give a fuck. I hate this movie. I fucking hate this movie. I thought it was a piece of fucking shit. Okay, rest of the story. Oh my god. So, basically, all fucking goes is they rob it, they didn't find much, they leave, the kid says some shit, this Johnny Madrid is such a great guy. I know he's a bad guy, but still, he's the lead guy. He fucking hangs the kid, practically no reason, and, of course, Esmeralda, like anybody, fucking runs away and says, no, Esmeralda! And all he does when he meets up with her is say, I'm sorry. And that's it, she kisses him. I'm like, Esmeralda, you fucking bitch. Then basically get to the bar, the tavern, where Danny Trejo's the fucking bartender, so obviously he's not going to die. You have Orlando Jones from Mad TV and Evolution, and what was that alligator flick that they said was, fuck, I don't even know, I don't give a shit. Primeval. He's in this film as a guy who has a lisp. And then he gets killed and turned into a vampire. And that's basically what happens. All these people get to this tavern. They start turning to, as well as the hangman with some, trying to look for his daughter. They all get to this, and then all hell breaks loose, and they gotta try to escape. I know it's probably 10 minutes already. It'll be in the second part. I hate this movie. I don't know why people like it better than the first one. Well, not the first one, the second one. They hate the second one and they like this one? I don't get it. I don't mean to make fun. People are entitled to their opinion, but I don't fucking get it. Number one, there's no likable characters in this movie. Not a fucking single person. Why should I like anyone? In the first movie, George Clooney, he's an asshole. He's a bad guy. But he has a charisma. And, you have scenes like when he's telling Richie, you can't fucking do that, you can't just rape women, and you have Harry Keitel, who's a good priest, he's a good man, Juliette Lewis, who's an innocent, likable, strong characters. Here, there's none. Johnny Madrid is an asshole, just hangs that kid for no fucking reason, saying, oh, I've heard stories that you're a monster, and, he probably is, if he's gonna do shit like that. The author is an asshole who has these weird dreams that leads to nowhere. Oh, he's going to get shot. It is some babble bullshit. Oh, when people drink, they sometimes have, there's a certain word he said, but it's sees into the future. I'm like, fuck you, go drink some more Jandy whiskey and start beating up some more kids for no fucking reason. All the kid did was look at the gun and go, nice gun, mister, and give it back to him. Didn't steal it, and then fucking... Fuck that guy. Esmeralda is a flaky bitch. She's like, doesn't do much but look lost. And of course, you find out that she's really the princess of the vampire. She's Santanico Pandemonium, who would be Selma Hayek in the first movie. Like I give a shit. I don't give a fuck about Santanico Pandemonium. She was in the first movie for like 5 minutes. The only reason he gave a shit because she was sexy. She looked her down her leg so that Tarantino could suck on her toes. That's it. Who gives a shit about Santanico Pandemonium? No one. I guess I can't say no one because they wrote the fucking script. Boring direction. Robert Rodriguez had energy to the first film. Scott Speedo, at least he did weird stuff with the camera angles, moving the camera when people do push-ups, when they're going through the safe. 100 other neat tricks with the mirror. A guy hits a vampire in the mirror and you just see the mirror break and then it cuts to all the girl vampires actually in there. Here it's a boring direction. And of course that makes sense, it's the same motherfucker. P.S. Pesci. P-E-S-C-E. P.C. Pesci. He made Smoking Aces 2, which I haven't seen, Sniper 3, and drumroll please, Lost Boys 2, The Tribe, which in my opinion is horrible. That's another movie I don't understand why people like. I don't get it. You can like it, I just don't get it. It has nothing to offer. Nothing. Oh, it's good for DVD. No, it's not. It's not good for toilet paper. Okay? You wipe your ass with your toilet paper, you get a fucking rash. That's how shitty he is. That's how shitty this movie is too. Okay? But yeah. Like I was saying, I mean, John Madrid's character, I mean, he hangs the kid. No charisma to this guy either. No charisma like Clooney had. And at least Robert Patrick in the second film, he seemed like a decent guy. Like, he seemed like a guy who could get his ass kicked. Paul Hopkins grabbing his message, go, oh, okay. You know, he wasn't perfect. You know, he got fucked up at times like anybody would. And, you know, why'd you shoot the guard? And, you know, he seemed like a decent guy. He's a bad guy, but he seemed like a decent guy. Here, this guy doesn't seem decent at all. No humanity to him at all. And no charisma. And, of course, you know, I say they kill the kid, but the kid's actually alive. And she goes with the hangman to the tavern. I don't know what the vampires in this film, a lot of them, they have like certain grave face to them. Not all of them. The